That's awesome. That's my hunting partner, and that's his son. I didn't think they'd be out today because it's so darn cold. But all right, back at it. First things first, let's get these micro spikes on. Gonna need them today. Hey everybody, Don here again. It is December 5th. It's the last day. It's the last day of our New Hampshire rifle season. I wasn't going to get back out. We got a little bit more fresh snow during the week since I was out last weekend. I just can't sit at home when there's still hunting. When there's still hunting to be had, so I'm encouraged by the fact that I have seen 4 monster bucks get checked in down at Bobby's that were over 200 pounds, that were all taken this last week. And, you know, this is kind of the beginning of what they call the second rut. I just saw a couple of does, and there's another owl up this way. Anyways, I'm going to try to get way up on the hill. There's a cut. It's about 2 years old. And see what's happening up there. It's a ways up. I've shed hunted up there a lot, and there's always a lot of sign, a lot of winter sign. So that's where I'm headed. The tracks from those does I just saw heading up where I'm eventually going. At first, I only saw 2 does. They both looked little. But now I see, looks like there was 3 of them. So it was probably a mama and a couple skippers. We'll see when I look at the footage. Man, there's no being quiet walking on this stuff. It's like frozen cornflakes. A little less snow up ahead, maybe a little quieter. Hard for me to believe, as noisy as this is, I just jumped those 3 does. They had come up where I'd come up this hill, and they were beyond that brush pile. I could see them against that white snow. They took off, and they're running back up this way. I'm obviously not after a doe, but with this being near the second rut, seemed to be a doe and 2 skippers. Maybe one of those skippers is coming into estrus. If that's the case, we'll just kind of poke around with them and see if they don't eventually pick up a buck. Here's those doe tracks again. When I saw them, they were up in there, but this is the way they came. Kind of where I wanted to go is way up at the top of that ridge. That's the very edge of this big cut, and I'd be looking down into the cut. And if I got in the right position, I could see down both ways. That's pretty steep getting up in there, but I got 3 does. They're going that way. If I got up there and a buck started following them, oh, decisions. I'm going to continue on this way for the time being. You can see all the fresh deer droppings. Those does just went through here. So they cut back. They don't seem to be running, and I have never heard a deer blow yet. So I just think they're just kind of moving on. I'm definitely going to follow them, at least till I get up to the bottom of this cut. Oh, look what I just found. Somebody else has been hunting in here. Looks like they came up along this wall, but they got a chair right there. That's a really good spot. And that's where I'm going to sit for a while. If you know me, and you watch my videos, thank you for leaving this chair out here. Take off the pack. Boy, this is a nice spot. This is a good spot to sit right here. That main logging road comes down off that cut right over there. You can see this has really started to grow up in beaches. Down there is an area I really want to watch. So I was hunting my way up through this woods. I was trying to get to this cut. And right along this rock wall, I stumbled upon this really nice camping chair. Somebody's been hunting here. They haven't hunted since the last snow. The tracks are a few days old. Maybe they tagged out. I don't know. They're not here this morning, so I'm going to take advantage of their chair. Because where I originally was going to go is right up on the top of that hill, but I can see the beeches in here have really started to grow up. So this is a really nice vantage point. Now I know those three does kind of went back down into that dark wood over here. And with any luck, I did cross one track, single track, that looked like it might have been a buck. He was kind of coming in this direction. But with any kind of luck, maybe I'll get a peek of something in here. I'm going to sit here for at least an hour, and maybe longer. I didn't get too sweated up, but this is perfect because it gives me some cover. It's got some logs laid up here. Got a nice shooting rest. Perfect. Whoever's chair this is, thank you. It's about 8:15. I've been sitting in this chair for almost an hour. Starting to get a chill. I didn't have any breakfast, so I'm going to put some food in my belly. The sun is coming up over that hill. It'll be right in my face. Thanks for that nice seat. Well, I've been sitting here on the top of this knob for about 40 minutes. Again, nothing going by. So I'm just going to pack it up and I'm going to move over to the top of that next little drop. And then I'm going to sit there for about 20, 30 minutes. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I get out of this cut. And then I'm going to cut through the dark wood, head back down towards the truck. We'll see you on the way down. I skirted all the way around the top. I'm going to go back over right out there, just beyond that little flat. I should be able to see down pretty far down into that cut. Climbed quite a ways up, starting to sweat again. I'm not chilled. We skirted all the way around the top of this cut. Pretty rugged going. Lots of down trees, lots of rocks, lots of dips covered up with ferns. But I can see this one gap down here really good. Before I get too sweated up, I'm just going to sit here for a little while longer. And then I'm going to move down this way where I can see down into that cut where I was sitting before. The wind is light, blowing right up this way. So it's pretty good. I know the deer in the winter bed up on this shelf up in here. It's all hemlock and pine. I'm hoping maybe that you can see where they've been feeding on all the little blackberry shoots that have grown up in here. There's a lot of tracks in here. So maybe they'll be up in there and they'll decide to come down in here and feed. Maybe a buck will be in tow. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hunter over there. He just waved at me. I waved back. You know, sometimes it's good to have another guy in the woods in the same general area, especially when you know they're there. Maybe I push something towards him. Maybe he pushes something towards me. Some fresh tracks. Good luck, buddy. All right. Well, here I am back at the chair. The guy I saw is probably gone up that trail, or more likely the next one over. He must have come in from down here. I haven't crossed the track from where I parked my truck. So my original plan was to come down here, and then I'm going to follow this rock wall down in there and work my way back this way. I'm going to do that same thing. Because if he's up there, he might put, and I don't know if he's going that way or that way, but he might push something down. I might push something up. And a couple of fellow hunters who don't know each other may end up helping each other drag. Who knows? Boy, that's a nice track right there. Holy moly. That came in this morning. Look at the stride on that thing. Look at that. That is definitely, since I was sitting in that stand, that deer came through. I might have gone up that way and pushed him out, and he came and run right past that chair. If I would have sat in that chair, maybe he'd have come by, or maybe he came by because I moved him. But he's not running, but he's taking a long stride. That's a good track. I'm going to follow that for a while. You can see here where these leaves are kicked up, but there's no snow on them. That's because that deer kicked that up here since this morning. Well, after I got down to the chair again, I cut into the woods and I cut a smoking fresh buck track. I think I might have moved him when I went up that hill. I never saw him. Big track, big stride. I followed it for a couple 100 yards, and then he got into, 3 or 4 does. And as you can see, there's areas of bare ground. I lost his track, but there's a lot of fresh deer tracks in here. I also ran into some fresh moose tracks. So I'm going to just follow these deer tracks. I don't know if he's with them or not, but I'm just going to follow them down. They're going to take me, it looks like they're going to take me down to the road I came in on. We'll see what happens. Whew. Really putting the ankle to the test. It's holding up so far today, but thank God for physical therapy. All right, back on the trail. Well, I couldn't have asked for a better day for the last day of the hunting season. I really didn't plan on coming out today. I thought last weekend was going to be the end. But snow, gorgeous day, the ankle was feeling good. I just had to get out. And I was in deer right from the get-go. And I had deer sign all around me. Exceeded my expectations. I made it to the top of that cut. Made a big loop around, got down in here, found a fresh buck track that I think I might have pushed out of that cut. Went right by where I was sitting earlier. And man, the ankle did really good until it didn't. And so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Physical therapy has been a godsend. So I don't know what's next. I'm looking forward to next season already. Me and Karen are going to do a lot of hiking this summer. We're both retiring in June. And we've got plans for the fall going out west. So I think the next thing you'll see me in is going to be some ice fishing. So thanks for coming along. It's been a great year, regardless of the limitations. It's been a great year. We'll see you next time. Peace.